Yo, what's going on, traders? It's been a minute. It's been a few weeks since I've done the weekly forecast. But I have still been very much so active. Those of you that's in the VIP, or if you follow the Telegram, I've still been actively giving out trades and solid projections. All right, so I want to get right back into it. Starting with the dollar index, like always, right? So if you're looking at it, this is looking like it's going to be some good volume this week when we come to the market. Because before I look at that, you always want to pay attention to know what's on the schedule when it comes to the fundamentals. You don't want to get blindsided by any high impact news events. So starting Monday with the rate decision, rate statement for the Australian dollar, they're forecasting it to increase. All right, so you can keep your eyes on that, as well as GDP for all on Tuesday, ISM for the dollar. We have, the rate statement on Wednesday for the Canadian dollar. All right. And we also have some the ECB conference on Thursday for Euro, which can be big. That tends to bring some volume into the market when you're dealing with the Euro. Powell is speaking on Thursday. And you have unemployment rate for the Canadian dollar on Friday. So just a few things to pay attention to if you're a day trader, if you're trading any of these currencies. You don't want to get blindsided. All right. So back to the dollar index. So overall, the dollar has been just pumping, right? We could look at this on a monthly, and really, I believe we will see the dollar reach up to this monthly level, all right, eventually towards 118, anywhere between 118 and 120, all right, before we then possibly see a big sell-off. All right, so be on the lookout for that. But just from a day trade perspective, price continue to be bullish. Looking at this at the daily, continue to make these higher highs and higher lows, right? So price broke past here, actually forming another higher high. So this is an interesting level to look into going into this week. So if we look at here on the 4-hour, you can see price ended the week bullish as well. All right, we broke past this high, forming a higher high here. All right, after that, price came back and retested that previous structure. All right, high as support, formed this bullish engulfing here on the 4-hour, and is holding some support. So I'm interested to see how price is going to hold here. My bias overall is still bullish on the dollar. All right, but if the dollar does decide to, for whatever reason, whether it's power, whether it's any type of fundamental reason, if the dollar decides to go on and give us a sharp sell-off from here, then we could potentially see a deeper pullback. All right, but before that happens, I would look at this level to hold. All right, you just play it. You really just play it based off of structure. So if price decides not to just hold here and it decides to roll over, then we probably can see price come back towards a retest of this higher low before continuing up. All right, now if you're looking at it from a daily perspective and it gives us a bigger pullback, then we possibly could get something down towards these levels, before price then continue up. All right, but overall, the signs are still showing bullish on the dollar. So what we just got to do when you're trading EU, GU, the majors against the dollar, it's important to know how the dollar is operating, so you can trade in line with that. All right. All right. So GU, man, GU has been straight bearish. All right. This has been a pair we've been following, and you can see clearly here on the daily, just lower lows and high, lower lows and lower highs, just clear downtrend. So there's really no reason to look for any buys or longs just yet. Now, if we look at this back up on the weekly, we are pushing into a major demand level. All right, price hasn't been lower than this level. This is the lowest. Well, this is the lowest price it's been since around March or April 2020. All right, so this is a level that I would expect to hold, but price still could pull down a little further into this level before giving us any type of bounce. All right. So I would look at it like this. To end the week here, real quick, you can see the end of the week price basically pulled up, retested previous structure, because right here we're just making lower lows and lower highs. All right. So I can even look at this on the 1 hour to see it more clear. You can see price was making lower highs. We have a lower high here, lower high here, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? It pulled up, retesting previous structure low and rejected, forming another lower high. All right, so we could possibly see price continue For me, my bias will still be bearish until price shows a reason to do otherwise. All right, because when you're trading in line with this structure, like in this type of scenario, all right, you see price came down, it broke, forming a lower low. Now on this retest is where you're looking for your entry. You see price is holding on the rejection of this top. You start to look for your continuation move. All right, so that was a nice play. So really, we just want to continue to trade in line with structure. And then you see here, slight correction, continuation, slight correction, continuation, and it just continues. So now here on GU, you could look for something like this, possibly a pullback, a slight pullback, and look for price to possibly give us a deeper move into this range, all right, or into this major level of demand. So we are in the level of demand. So if it pushed down further, anywhere between, I would say 14.5 to almost around 1.14 even. All right, so price can just looking for price to possibly pull deeper into that level. Now, if price decides that it don't want to do that and it actually wants to just restart some type of reversal now, then it's something that I would need to see. I would need to see price hold this level. All right. Now, if price does the opposite, it comes here. All right. And it gives me, I would need to see some type of bullish impulsive move away from this level. So if it gives me a sharp impulsive move away from this level, then I will look for the corrective play for the potential continuation up. All right. Because the market is just made up of impulses, corrections, impulses. So if we get a sharp bullish impulse, then my bias will shift to look for a potential play to the upside. All right. But until then, if it just pulls back corrective, you can potentially catch another short opportunity to the downside. All right. So that's GU. EU. All right. So EU, same thing. The dollar's been bullish. EU has been bearish, going in line with the strength of the dollar. You can clearly see this on the daily downtrend, lower lows and lower highs. All right. You can clearly see this. So you just want to continue to just trade in line with structure until price gives you a reason not to. All right. Well, it's never going to give you, it's never going to give you a reason not to trade in line with structure. You're always going to trade in line with structure. But basically just continue to ride that trend until price gives you a reason to look to the opposite, or look to, maybe if we're in a downtrend, if it gives us a reason to start looking for longs, then we'll play it off of that. But right now, there's no reason to look for any buys just yet, in my opinion, based off what price is showing us. So what I'm looking at here, you can see I'm on the daily chart. So price broke this low, forming another lower low right here. All right. Formed another lower low right here, breaking past this previous low. All right. So after you see that, you want to see some type of pullback, maybe a retest of previous structure. So that's what price did here. All right. It came back. It came back, and what it did, let's say right here, came back and retested. All right. So price came back, retested structure. Okay. And you see here on the daily, it printed this bearish engulfing, right? So after a bearish engulfing like that on the daily, especially with the retested structure, you want to look to continue to trade in line with that. Okay. So if we go down to the smaller, let's say the 4-hour chart, boom, you can see it retested and rejected. Excuse me. Now you can see right here, got your trend line right here. All right. Price broke down. This move makes up the bearish engulfing on the daily. So after that, you want to see your pullback or your retest. So price did that perfectly right there. Okay. This is where you would have been looking for your continued potential sell opportunities and ride this down. All right. So now price gave a nice rejection on the retest and rejecting our trend line right here. All right. So we see multiple confluence for short. All right. So going into this week, I'm still looking for the same thing. Okay. I'm still looking for a short. So with this, you want to see some type of correction, some type of pullback, right? And on this slight corrective play, you could look to continue to ride that down. All right. At least, take it back down to like around this low, to this low. And this possibly can at least print a lower low within structure. All right. So you just be patient, let price pull back, be careful around the ECB, but maybe somewhere in here, I will look at this on a 1 hour, maybe somewhere within here, within this structure. If you look to the left, this is like some type of support area here, previous support area. All right. Somewhere within there. The price pulls back somewhere within here. In this scenario, my stop loss will be above structure. All right. And I would just ride this down. Just ride this down. All right. So that's the potential for EU. Pullback. Continue to look for potential shorts. AU. All right. So AU, same thing. It's been in the downtrend. All right. Going in line with the strength of the dollar. Now we see how this weekly candle closed here on AU. All right. Nice, strong bearish close. Okay. If we go down, doing a top down, we can see this on the daily. Price broke below structure. Look to the left. This is a level of demand or support structure. All right. Right here as well. You see price broke that. After a break of structure, you like to see a retest of that. All right. A retest is ideal. That's what it did. It gave it a retest and it started to reject now going into this week. All right. So if I go down to the 4-hour chart, you can see we had a nice rejection. So I'll take this right here. I will take this trend line from here, extend this one out real quick. All right. And you see once price broke below, we broke structure, also breaking the trend line. All right. And right here, it gave us the retest and nice rejection. Okay. And this is like tweezer tops, also like a shooting star type rejection. So a nice rejection on the 4-hour. All right. So I'm looking on this rejection. I'm looking for this to hold and look for to get another bearish wave going into this week. All right. So what I would do is you could come out to the smaller time frame, maybe like a 1 hour, even a 30-minute. All right. On, and look for a slight pullback. AU has a smaller pip range, so nothing too heavy, maybe 20, 30 pips or so on a pullback, and look for the potential continuation move to the downside. All right. And then, with AU, we coming into a major demand level. So this could be just the last little bearish play wave before we get a bounce. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're doing that. Okay. All right. Now gold. All right. So looking at gold, gold gave a nice buy or a nice bounce from this major demand level. So if we look at this on the daily, even on the weekly, this is a major demand level on gold. For like really the past 2 years, all right, this is a level that's held. Gold haven't traded below this level in 2 years. Okay. So we're back in this level and we're rejecting again like those past areas. Here on the daily, price actually formed like a bullish engulfing. This is slightly engulfing candle here on the daily. All right, which could be an indication as well that price is going to hold, because if we look over here in the past, price formed a bullish engulfing here as well, pumped up, slight pullback, and then just continued. All right, so we could see something similar possibly happens here. That's why I have this zone in here as well. This is a previous level that price found support and bounced. All right, so I have that level drawn because now if we take this down, okay, let's say where we're at now, this is a level, see this previous level of support. This is a level that price could reject from or break above. So we see the bullish engulfing on the daily. So even if it pulls back, it could be just a pullback to possibly continue higher. All right. Or that's one scenario I would look for price to maybe correct, before then possibly setting up for another move up. Or if price gives us a firm break above this level, all right, then I would look for maybe the pullback opportunity to take a continuation up. All right. Something similar to what it did in the past here. You can see here in the past, that's what we got. We had price at a pump above this level, pullback, retest, continuation. All right, so something similar would be ideal for another opportunity. All right, if we get a pump, pullback, continuation. Okay, so I really just going to wait and see how price develops around this level, because a lot of this depends on what the dollar is going to do up here as well. EURCAD. All right, EURCAD is, I believe, is a nice setup we have forming as well. If we look at this on the daily, clearly it's been in a downtrend, right? Clear, lower lows and lower highs. All right, and look, and you always trade in line with structure. Like back here in the past, when price broke, formed a lower low, retested some previous structure, continued, retested it again, continued, and pretty much was ranging right here. But it stayed, it kept that previous level of structure as resistance and continued rejecting till it eventually just continued to break. Normally, when you see the clear trend and price starts ranging, it's normally just ranging just to set up to go in that continued trending direction. All right. So now here where we at, we broke below. We broke below this level of support, forming a lower low here. All right, then price started ranging a bit before then forming another lower low here. So we still formed another lower low, showing that we're still in a downtrend. All right, this previous candle here on the daily just formed a bearish engulfing, which is a sign that price is going to continue to sell off. All right, still that the sellers are in control. So if I break this down, go to the 4-hour chart. All right, this is a level of resistance. This is a range, but this is a level of resistance. So I can mark this zone in. Okay, you see here in the past, this is the level that price held from before making that lower price. Okay, so now this is the same level that price rejected from here. Bearish engulfing here on the 4-hour, a sign of a nice sellers. All right, you continue to hold. Really, those type of scenarios, like seeing that type of price action, I'm confident in taking those type of setups and just allowing price to continue to play out. Okay, but now how can we take this trade? Because what I see forming here, this is a head and shoulders. We got the head of price, left shoulder, right shoulder. So we got a head and shoulders forming. We got a nice rejection from a level of supply or resistance. We know that we're in the downtrend. So the direction to look is to continue to look for sales. That's what price is showing you. You take your counter trend line. We also got a slight counter trend line break. All right, I could throw my moving averages on. My crossover is happening. So I see multiple confluence to continue to look for sell. All right, so right here, I would like to see a break of this neckline. This is considered the neckline of this head and shoulders. I would like to see that break. All right. On the break, I would like to see a retest or a pullback and then look to continue that down. All right. That first, or if we want to pull back some first, I'll probably take the opportunity on a slight pullback and then catch it before the break of that neckline. Okay. But overall, I still like for EURCAD to give us another wave to the downside. EJ, EURJPY. All right. So I'm looking at this on a weekly, right? So on a weekly, all right, and after making this video, the market actually just opened up. That's why you see this bearish candle. But on the weekly, right here, price actually just formed bullish engulfing here on the weekly. All right, so a nice bullish engulfing. This could be a sign that price is setting up to go even higher, but that's on the weekly chart. So that likely is going to take some time. So we could see this pull back some first before then continuing up. All right, so if we go down to the daily chart, you can see price formed a nice doji pin bar rejection through this level of structure. Okay, right there. So this is around a level. Looking to the left, this was a major level of supply before. All right, so this is at a key point of structure where price could reject from. We could look way in the past over here. It's a major level of supply. All right, and we see the market just opened and it's already showing signs of rejection. You see this daily candle opening bearish right now. Yeah, so with everything that's going on fundamentally, we can see clearly here, price is going to continue down. Now the price is opening like this, right? So we could take our counter trend line here too. You see we're breaking that. So there's no reason to chase price because price is now showing you that it's likely going to continue down. All right, so with this break, say look for some type of pullback, corrective move on a pullback or correction. look for the the potential continued wave down. I believe this could come back down towards 138, possibly lower towards 137.5 around here, or 137.4 or so, before then potentially continuing up. Because we see on the weekly that is a bullish engulfing. So this could be just a retest or pullback before holding that bullish engulfing on the weekly. So we'll see how it develops once it gets there. But from an intraday, I would say look for potential shorts. As we see now, we're getting this breakout, all right, from this level of structure. All right, and lastly, Euro NZD. So Euro NZD, like it basically just keeping it short and sweet. It rejected from its previous level of support where price broke before, retested, continued. All right, so we see this daily candle just formed a nice rejection on the daily. Okay, and then if we see right here, price formed a double top and we actually broke down. Right, looking to the left, this is a level of structure that we're around. So now price is pulling back now. On this pullback, I will look for a potential continuation to the downside. All right, so it's pulling back. On this pullback, retest or something, I would look for a potential continuation wave down. And judging it based off the daily, this could come back at least back down, potentially back down towards this level of support, roughly around 1.615 to 1.61 ish area within here. All right, so that's potential I see on Euro NZD. All right, so we have some nice potential setups happening this week with all this going on, especially with the ECB and different fundamental events that can just give us the value. All right. As well, I still had a VIP. If you're looking to tap into our community, if you're looking to get access to our live sessions I do weekly, the training videos, as well as the community, so you can get that support and that help you need, as well as the signals I give out. All right. Things have been rolling. So I just want to show you, I want to get a few shout outs to some of my students that's been winning. We have people in here that's beginning funded accounts. My guy, Shake Empire right here, made about 1,900 right there. He got funded 100K as well, with, I believe with my Forex. We got right here, Anna, she's really been growing a lot. Shout out to Anna. She's really been starting to even take some of her own trade setups, right? Nice profits there on AU. Jane Kelly making some profits. All profit is good profit in my book. We're going Anna again, nice profits. My guy Jay, 466 profit on the EU signal. All right. Anna doing her scout, 142 profit. A guy right here, 3K profit, 31, almost 3,200. All right, 646 profit for Jay. So, we have people in here that's winning and, providing the value. I give all the projections here. I give the signals here. All right, as well with take profit, stop loss, right? Like Hero GU, 97 pip TP was hit. So you could just tap in if you're looking for that community access to be able to make some profit while you learn. You're trying to be a funded trader, whatever it is you're trying to do. Be able to tap in with us, all right? As well as tap in, with the broker of choice that we use is FXWay, so tap in with fxway.com. I still am doing a promotion. If you do sign up with FXWay, you fund at least, I would say, fund at least $500 in the account to trade, then I'll give you 2 weeks free in the VIP group. So basically a 14-day trial or a 2 trading week trial. All right. So just tap in with us. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll be sure to get more content and value off of y'all. Y'all can also tap in with the free Telegram link as well, just to stay up to date. I still send up setups and stuff in that group as well. All right. So y'all be blessed. And I'll see y'all on the next one.